All right, Eric Allgood for StriveSports.com. We've got Kale Kleinschmidt of the victorious BDS Eagles. Kale, it's a long season. It's a grind in a lot of ways. You get in a game where it seems like you guys kind of dominate things, and then Burwell would make some plays. What's it like on the sideline and in the huddle out there for you guys to go, you know what, we just got to make one more here right now?
It's just us wanting the championship that bad. It's coming in. We got beat last year pretty good, and our mission all year has been to come back here and win it.
Earlier this year, Coach has said, actually a couple different times, Riley has said it, you guys really took that Hemingford loss to heart. It's been kind of a focus. How good does it feel right now, though?
It feels amazing. It feels really good.
When you look back maybe 5, 10, 20 years from now, what's the one thing that's going to stand out, maybe even more than getting a medal? Is there anything else that might stand out more than winning here at Memorial Stadium?
All the memories we made this year. We're a band of brothers, and we've been coming out here and grinding every day, and it's just real fun.
Hey, talk about your guys' offense is really unique. A lot of other teams are doing spread option or spread run or even they go kind of more power stuff. You guys go a little bit of everything, though.
Yeah, just got to mix it up. Sometimes feel like we can get people with the passing game. Some days the running game, like second half here, running game was there, so we went after it.
First half, you get a nice interception that stopped the drive. In fact, you guys as a defense came up with a couple of different stops that if Burwell gets scores early in the first half, you're thinking, man, this is maybe a totally different game at the end the way they went.
Yeah, defense just stood up. Our motto's been defense wins championship, so came through today. Defense won the championship.
Kale, congratulations.
Thank you.
Kale Kleinschmidt with the BDS Eagles, victorious over Burwell in the D1 championship. All right, we've got the victorious coaches of the BDS Eagles, and coaches, it's got to be sweet redemption from a game last year that was on your minds, well, for just about 365 days, I suppose, right? Yes, this is very casual how we do this. So, but talk about the response for the guys all year long and how they approached coming into the stadium again.
You know, the boys are the one that brought it up at the beginning of the season. You know, they're the ones they said, you remember the last time that we had pads on? You know, they're the ones that really wanted to redeem themselves, really wanted to get back here, and they knew how hard it was going to be, and they worked their butts off getting here.
And then obviously you got to go through an off-season workout. You got to go through the preseason and kind of go through the grind. And I think we talked about that. You know, it gets to be a little bit of grind, and then you get the amplification. Okay, it's playoff time. It's we have that set goal, and week to week and game to game, they got to just step out there and perform. And a lot of different guys doing a lot of different things. Riley with the injury, kind of the cramp injury, I guess you might say, throughout the playoffs, kind of made you go to some different guys.
Yeah. Well, you know, we had a stretch where we were kind of handling people, and you know the games weren't real close, so they were really kind of looking forward to some real battles, you know, real tough games. You know, Guardian Angels and Creighton and this, you know, they were looking forward to having real tough, exciting games. You know, they're looking forward to the challenge of it.
I want to ask you, what's it like going to be like now to represent the different communities that make up BDS? Because obviously everyone's got a piece of this thing now.
I don't know. The heck. Communities are going to come together, and they're going to all have to get along and be happy. I don't know what else to say there.
Everybody will enjoy it. Who can't enjoy this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
And talk about the defense. Now we wanted to actually talk about the game.
Right.
Defense in the first half. You make some critical stops. Kale gets an interception as they're kind of driving, get a huge stop. They have first and goal from just outside the 10. You're thinking, you know, they might have 8 plays from about 10.5 yards to try to get it in, and you guys get them stopped on downs right there before the half. Defense, especially first half, was huge.
You know, I think one thing that really helped us the first half is they struggled running the ball. And once he got it down inside there, well, I guess on that one he threw the ball and knowing he couldn't run. So comes down to the other end on another drive, tries to run. He didn't get it in. I don't know. That was our goal. Don't let them be able to run the ball.
And then big plays, I know, was a big part of any game plan, whether you're playing a state championship or not. You did such a good job in the first half. But Burwell, there's a reason they were in the championship because they made some big plays in the second half.
Well, part of that might have been with losing Riley. You know, hopefully that makes somewhat of a difference out there. I mean, we really get short on defensive backs when him or Kale. And, you know, Ben wasn't 100% either. You know, we were really against a good passing attack like they got, that it made it tough on us, and that's when they got some of those big plays.
And then
See how well Riley covered in the first half. I mean, he was all over those receivers. So, yeah, that really hurt us.
And offensively, Riley gets a big play pretty early on, and then it kind of seems like you guys make some plays but couldn't quite finish off some drives. And then finally, Sam and John each catch a touchdown pass there towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, it was big when we stopped them and then had a drive all the way down. We really had momentum, and we dang near got one in before half, too. So, I mean, it was big going into halftime. We had a lot of energy and momentum.
Kale scores early on, kind of fourth quarter, about 8 minutes or so left. You guys are seemingly, I don't know if there's anything sort of comfortable until the clock officially hits zeros, but from a sideline perspective, it seems like, okay, here we are, couple touchdown lead, a little breathing room, and suddenly big play, and there it was.
It wasn't comfortable till we got that last one. That wasn't comfortable till we got that last one in.
But offensively, then the response after they get those two, it's 36-30. Now there's about, 4 minutes left. And to be able to grind the clock, and I think was the drive almost entirely Kale coming down the field on that play.
Nobody else. It had to be him. Yeah, it was very similar to the Creighton game. Very similar to it.
Now, with all that everybody's talking about Kale, could be interesting how well the line blocked. You know, there were some pretty decent holes through there. You know, everybody always talks about the specialties and running backs, quarterbacks. I think our line, did we win the line of scrimmage today? I don't know. It's always kind of interesting to know. That's a goal of ours, win that line of scrimmage.
It seemed like both offensive and defensive lines really kind of made the plays. That's from a studied opinion. That's all that is.
You know, that's a goal of any coach, win the line of scrimmage.
Well, enjoy this one from whatever community you come from, right?
I'm from Bruning, but, you know, yeah, it's a 3-community win.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's going to do it. BDS with a win over Burwell in the D1 state championship game.